Connect to the hottest gospel online radio station, glorysongs.weebly.com. Give God the praise all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group. Log into gyroscopeme.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world. You're listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG LLC.
Beginning there was Jack, and Jack had a groove. And after a while, a deep sleep fell upon him, and he went looking for a new groove. He began looking for a new nation, and it had to be a soulful nation. And he found it, and it was Soulful House Nation. And he saw a building. It was a tall building. It had 10 stories, and he entered the building and got on the elevator and pushed the 10th floor. But it stopped on the 8th floor. And that's where he found his new groove. And he began to jack and jack and jack and jack. And he knew that this was it. It was Soulful House Nation on the 8th floor. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. I am DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation. I'm coming to you live from the 8th floor. I am the unusual suspect. This is Soulful House Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, I'm super excited today, especially when you hear about our next guest, today's guest. But just a quick recap. I was let you know last week we had DJ Biscuit out of Baltimore, so you can go back and check that. We're gonna play the hottest song, a snippet, in the Soulful House category based on Track Sources polling. And we're gonna talk a little bit of some stuff that's coming, and then we're gonna play classic. And then we're gonna introduce our special guest, DJ Truth Dad. This is exciting, ladies and gentlemen. After that, we'll go into the Shazam Free Zone. We're going to play all brand new music, and you get to decide. I just want to thank you also for coming out last Friday Last Friday we had a great turnout. It's building more and more. This week we got over 1,000 views, so very, very happy about that. So Chuck, I just want to give a quick shout out to Chuck Roberts. Chuck Roberts, who I just found out recently passed. I did not know that. I had found out in a conversation with someone else out of Chicago, someone we're going to be bringing to the show. So rest in peace, Chuck. And so that kind of like that was like a punch in the stomach on that one, because he did make our vocal drop. Also too, yeah, okay, and then next, just also too want to give a big shout out to King T Finesse and also Ariel Shante for putting our theme song together. We are on Facebook, YouTube, the website, Vimeo, X, and a whole bunch of other places. And just want to say thank you very much. All together on the multiple platforms, we're getting between 2,500 and 3,000 live views a week. So thank you for that. So listen, we're going to play the number one song called The Track Source. We're going to play a little snippet because, Facebook has this nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. And that's Lewis Radio, Earl W. Green. And it's called He Brings Me Joy. It's the Groove Junkies doing the track. Chuck, can you play a snippet? We're going to fade it out, we don't want our good friends over at Facebook to shut us down and mute us out. Got a couple announcements, then we're going to get to the point of the show that we've been waiting for, DJ Truth coming up. All right, so just some tracks that you should be up on. I just got this one from Paula Brion, and she's done a lot of gospel house stuff, and this is called Peace Line, and it's a tribal house dub mix that we're playing. Also want to thank Tony Lee from Reach Up, who we've interviewed in the past. By the way, we've interviewed Paul in the past, who was in here on the production of this. Then also, we just played Lewis Radio, Earl W. Green, Groove Junkies. And then today, in today's music, we're going to play one of our fan favorites. We're going to play a new track with Ed Ramsey, Richard Earnshaw, and Ed Ramsey did that track. I'll tell you about that later. So next week, our special guest is going to be DJ Warren Soulfingers, and then we got a lot more stuff coming to you. All right, so Cha, can you just play just a hint of that, of our old school track of the week? And we're going to play that, and then we're going to come right back with our special guest, DJ Truth. Yeah. All right, so we're going to fade it on out because, Facebook's a nasty little habit of muting us out and shutting us down. Before we get started, I just want to tell you about a special event coming up. On June 1st, 2025, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., we're going to do an event we call it Rotary Access for All. This will be a fair for people with different abilities, disabilities. So just so you know, the audience that we'll be catering to will be people who are wheelchair bound, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, autism, anybody with disabilities. It's going to be geared to it, but everybody's invited. It's a free event. We'll have music, we'll have games, we'll have rides. It's going to be a great, great day. It's going to be at the Fairlawn Memorial Park in Fairlawn, New Jersey, totally free. Everybody's invited. Please tell everyone, and also, too, there will be sponsorship. There are sponsorship and donation opportunities. You'll see all this stuff posted on my page and everything. So, let's do this! Okay. Got so excited, I knocked the mic stand over. How about that? I'm telling you, this has been a very interesting day. All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Truth, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. So let me just give you a little bit from my point of view. So I've been watching DJ Truth do his events, and he's been making things, pop, dope DJ, etc., etc., etc. And so I spoke with my program coordinator, Marcus, and I said, why don't you reach out to him, because I would love to have him if he's open to it. And hey, he's open to it. Here we are. Thank you so much for coming on.
Open to it. No doubt.
Okay.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. Well, let's start off with the easy stuff. Just tell us a little bit about you for people who don't know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess I could. Yeah. I go with, I'm from Newark. I've been DJing, I've been DJing about, let's say 25 years. Let's call it that. Probably longer, but I'll call it 25 years.
Okay.
Made my way down towards Piscataway, but before that, I went to school in Newark, Arts High.
Okay.
Arts High, North 13th Street, which is basically the other Newark Tech, and finished up in Irvington.
Okay.
Diamond D will say she never saw me in Irvington, but I was definitely in Irvington.
Okay. Oh, you sound like
a little more popular, I guess.
Oh, okay. Wow, it sounds like you guys then were there at the same time then, and just kind of missed each other passing by, huh?
I'll tell her that I was from doing the other schools. I only had to stay in Irvington four periods for the day. That may be why she didn't see me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's and I worked for Verizon for a while and DJing also. So I mean, that's some background, I guess.
Okay. So now, how did you get started with music?
I guess I got started with where my cousin and a good friend of mine, they were DJing a lot. So I was more of a what they call a roadie.
Okay.
I was helping my cousin out a lot, helping my friend out a lot. So I got started kind of listening to the things that they were doing and just falling into it there. But of course I've been listening to the radios coming up before we start actually getting to actually putting the music together for ourselves. So that's how that came about.
Okay, now I'm curious, because a lot of people hear music and stuff like that, but what made you decide that, hey, wait a minute, I don't just want to be a roadie, I don't just want to listen to the music, I don't just want to dance or sweat to it, I want to actually DJ. What made you decide that you want to DJ?
I would say it was from not the whole roadie thing. I mean, so I was playing some, but it was from knowing how when coming into the party, sometimes I could be feeling bad, or sometimes going through different things or whatever, and getting to a party and hearing that music and feeling it, on that dancer part, and just enjoying it out in the crowd. I wanted to be able to give that to people too. I didn't want to just receive it from DJs. I wanted to be able to give it out to like a bigger crowd. So you're dancing to that one DJ's music, or whatever. But when you're doing it for that crowd, you're giving it to hundreds of people at one time. That's a nice feeling to be able to make them feel the way I felt taking the music in.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. And I got to tell you, just being able to, when you connect with an audience, it's like, this is living.
I love it. I love to like be playing along, and you know when you hear that. You play that one track and they feel it coming in and you hear the that's one of the best feelings in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Now, how about some of your early music influences? Who did you listen to locally? Who did you listen to nationally or commercially? I mean, who were some of your early music influences?
I would go back to like locally. I was listening to my cousin Chant and my friend Henry Fast Raider.
Okay.
Some of the DJs that would come around. I was mostly local. I would go to. I remember there was a DJ Mark at Club Sensations that I liked to listen to a lot.
Okay.
I remember going to not a whole lot, but I went enough to Zanzibar for Tony Humphries enough.
Gotcha.
To realize I liked him a lot. Those are some influences because I like the way, especially Tony Humphries and the way that, because it was a different feel in Zanzibar than like Sensations. You could see that people really felt the music and couldn't wait for some of the tracks that came on, and they really got into it. So I would say Tony Humphries for sure.
Right. You know, I got to tell you, I can't even tell you how many people that I have talked to and or interviewed who've said what an impact that Tony Humphries has put on this whole thing, which is crazy. Yeah, because forget about it. I mean, and you know what's crazy about that too is that, like, so some DJs, or I remember when, but Tony Humphries. Not only do I remember when, but he's still rocking.
He's still going, man. He's still going.
Yeah.
Still going. Still good.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Wow. Now, how about who are some of your favorite artists, maybe go-tos, classics in today's music? Who are you checking for?
Oh, man. Is it like, you mean like to play or to just listen to?
Any combination.
I tend to listen to a lot of what they call like the dirty backpackers. I like some Erykah Badu, some Anthony Hamilton, things like that. That's the things that I'll run around. I'll play in the car a lot. And like the older I get, I start to realize I like to sometimes ride with no music. Sometimes I just like to put on like a jazz, but I like the R&B jazz type sets. But if I was gonna say give a name to like specific artists, I wouldn't. I don't know. I probably couldn't give that really. But I listen to so much.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's crazy. You know, online I spin house, soulful. And I say soulful only because soulful gospel and Afro, and I say that because I've talked to people from other cultures that consider like EDM, which nothing wrong with it, house, trance house, garage, some call funky house, progressive house, and it's all, you know, all the same thing, but online that's what I play, but I do mostly open set mobile parties, so it kind of just depends on who's there, the playlist they give me, and it could be anything from, so for example, I have
You can't even get it out.
Because you know what it is? It's like if you saw me online, you would think that that's all I play, and then I had somebody message. So so put it this way. So I have events coming up where it's going to be straight oldies. It'll be everything from Sinatra to let's say Dion, Elvis. It'll be the Flamingos. I mean, like that kind of stuff, like the doo-wop stuff. I'll playing
Nice
that.
to be able to do that.
Yeah, but you know, but now Motown. So watch this. So this guy that I know that sees me in those other environments, and he, you know, if the Facebook will notify him that I'm playing. I click on. And so I'm doing straight house, right? And so one time you put a message in there, I like Motown. Can you play some Motown? And well, I'm doing a house set. Now, then last week, he put a request. He says, "Yeah, can you play some Bee Gees?" And listen, there's nothing wrong with it, but as they say, the time and the place for everything. You heard that?
It is. You gotta give them that Bee Gees house set.
There you go. Yeah, I gotta play a Motown house track. I got you.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, my girl. Boom, 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 boom. My girl.
I heard you, Dan. I know you got it there, man. I've heard it.
Yeah. So that's what I was just, asking, just curious. Yeah. Now, how did you get the name DJ Truth?
Well, it was from. I'll bring my cousin back into it again. We used to play at a bar. Well, when I finally got out to start playing, I was playing at a bar called Little Joe's on South Orange Avenue in Newark.
Okay.
So my cousin, whenever he wouldn't come in there, I would kind of just show up. Mm-hmm. So it became a thing where the hood kind of pit us against each other, whatever. And, it was like, I'd rather come in on a night street or whatever. But he would come in, and it was always this group of girls like trying to see when I was playing. Mm-hmm. They would always say like, "I'm coming in because you're the truth. You're the truth." When I hear this music.
Okay.
So, they would kind of say that. So then they just stopped saying my name, just start calling me Truth. So I just stuck with it, just kept it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just go with that name.
Okay, it's amazing how people can say 1,000 things to you or call you 1,000 names, mostly good.
Yeah.
And
yo,
right? And it's amazing how something just sticks,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that stuck. So, even my cousin was like, we could be a team, Truth and Justice.
Okay.
So I'm like, let's try it, man. But, that's where it came from, and that's what stuck. And I liked it.
Okay.
I don't think they even know that was it. That's where it came from. So they still come out, too. They still come out.
Wow. Well, speaking of that, where do you see, because I heard about, and I know you do other things, but I heard about you from the stuff that you do with the house music stuff. Where do you see this thing headed? I mean, you're definitely in touch with the community. You know what's up. Where do you see this thing headed?
So house music, I see. Sometimes I see it touching the mainstream a lot now, a lot more than I used to see it touching the mainstream. So I could see it getting bigger that way. What I worry about is that it seems like there's an older crowd, and it seems like we're not getting a whole lot of like the younger crowd in, which is a little concerning. So if we're just focusing on, and we're on this. The type of house music we listen to, so they're of course listening to like some Jersey house music, their versions of what they call it or whatever. So. But the type of house music, like the soulful house and the different things that we listen to, it's a little concerning to worry about, like the age gaps and the seems like my daughter, she's in her 30s, she'll listen to it because she hears it from me. But the great majority, if I'm doing a party, like to your point, where you're doing like these mixed sets. You can't go into you can go into the house on a younger crowd, but there's certain ones you can play. You might have that I call it a dirty 30.
Okay.
So
Okay.
You got but in there you probably get like 10 of them really at like a 20-some-year-old party or whatever. So that concerns me that they're not really calling for it, and maybe they'll call for it when they get older, but they're not calling for it now. I don't know if that age group goes up, then it starts to diminish. Wow. I don't see it truly ever going away. But.
Right. So, you know what? So you raised some really good points. Just bear with me. I just want to get your thoughts on this. All right. So, is it possible that we have our music and they have their music. And the reason I ask you that question is because, like, one of the most amazing ones is hip hop. Hip hop has been around for 50 years, but like mainstream. And so there was a certain sound in the 80s, so to speak. There was certainly a certain sound in the 90s, which a lot of people call the golden age of hip hop. And then you had, in the meantime, you had, like the party style. Then you had gangster, and like now trap and drill is very, very big. But either way, they've seen to adapt decade after decade after decade. And So going back to your point of bringing younger people in, it's like my daughters, let's say if they're at a party, like they would never go to a straight up house music party.
Right.
That's out. Now, if while they're there, they play some house music. And then, like you said, only like, maybe it's like these top 10 that, for us, they're commercial, whatever.
Right.
Now they'll listen to that, but you're not going to go deep with them. I mean, so can we, or is there a way to introduce this stuff that we like to that crowd? And let me just add one other thing. And/or is that music for us? And then if some people like it, then that's it. But I mean, what are your thoughts? Yeah.
Well, I think my thoughts on that is that I think. To me, the way to introduce it, I see some guys do some remixes like Monster, DJ Monster.
Yes.
I got a couple of his remixes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Doughboy. They'll take like some, and we do it too sometimes. They'll take like some of the R&B, hip hop, whatever is out now, and put like a soulful beat to it. A sound, a remix it a little bit. So I found that kind of was working for me a little bit. Like I DJ. Let's just say I do some parties and I got my LA hat on. So sometimes I do parties in LA or whatever, and house music isn't their thing.
Right.
They're like some of the people, some of the event coordinators are from like Chicago or Jersey, and they want to trying to get their house music again. Mm-hmm. So I could, of course, try and put like what's popular in Jersey, like, but it's hard to bring that over. Mm-hmm. When I find when I play something like a popular R&B remix with a house backing, it comes over a little better, and they welcome that. They're taking that in. Mm-hmm. And then I could probably try and break something from Jersey in, but then be able to just go back out with like a little R&B one that has a remix to it. So I think that might work for.
Okay.
I mean, it's seen to work a little bit for me, but I don't know if that continues to work.
Mm. Yeah, also too, you just said something else too that I think is really important. Is that like Jersey has its own sound. Jersey has certain tracks that will work, and now I've found that unless you can find an underground crowd, and I'm not saying they're not out there. Okay, I'm not talking about like on my show, I want to play all new stuff or mostly new stuff. And that's only because, like, here's an outlet I want to introduce, but at the same time, there's no way I'm doing a house music set and playing all brand new stuff all night. They're going to have to recognize the songs and stuff like that. That's been my experience. Right. And, what are your thoughts on that? And you kind of mentioned from Jersey, and you believe Jersey has a sound that, or yeah, like you call them the Dirty 30. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Jersey definitely has a sound, because there's things that you do in Jersey that there's some songs, if you don't play them, they're going to come tell you, why aren't you playing? It's going to, this the track. But Jersey has a sound, and I personally love Jersey sound. So that's why I like to, when I'm somewhere else, I like to bring it, because I want people experience it the way I have it. But Jersey definitely has a sound, and I play a lot of house music. I love to get to a house music set, but I'm like you, I play open format. I play where I am, and I play for where I am and for who I'm playing for. And a lot of times, if it's not in Jersey, that full hour, 2 hours of house music, it's just not gonna get it.
Right,
but,
right.
but, you know, I love it when someone calls me to come out of town, and just because they want that hour, 2 hours of house music along with what else I'm bringing. But I love to get to that set. But
Yeah. But yeah, well, you know, again, what's interesting too is if you ask most people, they will say, "Oh yeah, I like to hear new stuff. I like to do." Yeah. Okay. All right. For me, in real life, outside of playing on a show where, you know, I'm able to, I mean, this week it's building, you know, I got over 1,000 views, but it's taken a while, and then people know that are open to that are coming to look for that. Right. But I've never been able to go to a party outside and just, you know, play all brand new music. Matter of fact, I tell you what. Let me tell you what happened. So this is going back many, many moons ago. So I've been into hip hop from the door, just so you know. And I could tell you, everybody I've ever interviewed that's into house has hip hop in their background. So I went to see. It was at the Meadowlands up there, and the Wu-Tang Clan. They were the headliners, and they had everybody, Billy Bob, whatever. But now it's time for them. So everybody was like, you know, we can't wait.
Right.
So what they did is they came out, and maybe they had a 45-minute to an hour set. I don't remember exactly. But they started playing awesome stuff, you know, popular stuff. And then they said, well, you know, we're tired of playing that. We're going to play you all our new music. And all of a sudden, people started walking out. People started booing.
It's familiar, yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't familiar. They, you know, they came ready to, you know, they know the words, and you know, and now.
And for better part, they didn't come for that. Like they bought the tickets because of you buy the tickets to come see somebody because of what you know they do. So do what I bought the ticket for it, but you want it to work. But I understand trying to get it to break out, but.
Yeah, you know, I mean, so, like, from my perspective, if they would have done what they do, and why people came out, and they said, hey, listen, we got these 2 new tracks I want you to check, that would have been one thing. But, you know, and I was with Tommy Davis, I say about a month back, out of Baltimore. He's with Quantize and, you know, big name, all that stuff. And what he said to me, and it's true, and I know it, but, you know, he actually said it. He says, listen, he says, when people come out and they pay their money, they're not coming to get educated.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not coming to get educated. That's not your job. So anyway, and most people weren't familiar, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I get it. I understand that completely.
Now, one more scenario here, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Again, I just want to get your thoughts, all right?
Okay.
So now, okay, we do have some younger people that are amazing that are playing house music. I mean, you can name them. I'm not going to name because I don't want to. You know what? I'm going to name them if I leave somebody out.
You scared to leave somebody out?
You know what? You know what? Somebody please send me a note and say, hey, you forgot Billy Bob. Anyway. Okay. So people that I've interviewed come to my mind. Just the DJ. I mean, he's recognizable everywhere. DJ Amir, recognized everywhere. Then you've got a few more. Now I know I left somebody out, and if I left you out, I didn't mean it.
I gotta throw my guy in there, DJ Josh, man.
Josh, yeah, that's right, DJ Josh. That's right, him, and then DJ One Spin has a son, DJ Nas.
Yeah.
And
Nas was rocking. I haven't heard. I would like to hear from him again. I haven't heard from him in a little bit, but Nas for sure. Nas. Well, I think One Spin had him for a couple of them playing, and that little crew was. I liked it.
Yes.
Right, so.
Yes. Now, here's the thing that's been said to me, and again, I'm just talking it out with you just to get your thoughts on it. Now, the challenge has been is that I'm going to say these are prodigies playing for Okay, let me see. I don't want to say seasoned people. How about that?
Yes. I like that. I'm going to use that.
But what I don't see is I don't see their peers coming.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying that nobody come, but I'm just saying I don't see rule of thumb that their peers come. And also too, and then in South Jersey, I guess Trenton, Mark Gibson did an event, and he had all the younger cats there, and they were playing mostly for more seasoned people.
Yeah.
So
I see that too.
yeah, so what are your thoughts about that? And how can they get their buddies to come along? And their buddies like, listen, I like you as a person. I love you like a second cousin. But know what? I'm not into that. And plus, I don't want to be around all those seasoned people.
There it becomes like, I think the challenge is that the focus is on them, so they're not around. I mean, they're around the seasoned people, but they're DJing and they're the focus on it, so they could. That's something that they would want to do. I mean, to get that younger crowd out there. I don't know. I just don't. The younger DJ doesn't translate into a younger crowd.
Right.
So it's just because the younger DJ is still playing. And we all have our ways of playing the music, but they're still playing the same music, that we're playing. And to bring that other crowd in, I believe it is the music. So the beat to me, for me, it's the beats. I love vocals too, but for me, it's the beats. And for me, if you start to get them used to the beats, the music, those. So you start to get them used to that. I think now you start putting the vocals that they're used to, so they can sing along with the song, because they love to sing along. So they can sing along with the song, and now get used to that beat. Now you can get some more different vocals in there, even like the house music vocals. Because I play I forget how that I get that off a lot. Conway.
Oh yeah, Conway Casey.
Yes, that song he has with his daughter.
Hard to love. Hard to love. That's the big one.
Oh yeah, so that goes over well with the ladies. For me, I could get that over with the younger ladies sometimes, and that's a house music track, and that's something that building could bring, maybe a younger crowd with different things like that, but.
Right.
When I do it, I build it up off of like playing like an R&B remix or something, and just slide something like that in it.
Right. Yeah. Just one last thought on that and move on. But years ago, I interviewed Ray from Ray Goodman and Brown, and then also too, I watched Big Daddy Kane. And I think he's one of the most underrated rappers ever, and he did this thing where he dropped the mic and he picked it back up and started going. The crowd went crazy. I'm sure that was planned, but but he went crazy. But it's like they age out, so to speak. Okay, so so I believe that Big Daddy can compete with any of these current rappers. And he could, they wouldn't, he'd be right there or blow him away, whatever. And, he and cats like Naughty by Nature, Tretch and them, they set certain styles in play and stuff like that. Right. But it's kind of like, it's like they reach a certain point and then, people stop checking for them. I would say, I'm not saying they can't do private shows, but where they sold out stadiums before, maybe they can sell out a theater now. And so, I mean, do we age out? That's my question to you. Yeah.
I believe so. I believe, like to your point, I believe if you got some seasoned people and you got some young people, and you got, let's say, Big Daddy Kane and one of the younger artists, to us, and if there's some kind of competition, we'll listen to the lyrics and listen to them our way. I think to us, we'll say all day, like, yo, Big Daddy Kane killed that. You understood everything he said. You caught his metaphors and everything. To them, it's like, what is he talking about? He didn't have a. He wasn't. They're gonna look for something else. They're not looking for the way Kane's bringing it out. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we may have aged out.
Okay. How about a collab or something?
Because I'll go see him. So maybe like we're not going out as much, and you can't sell out that the way you used to sell out. The younger crowd is just we used to spend money. Like we didn't worry about the next day. Or, we were just spending money. Now we're thinking about that, so we're not going out as much as we were, or partying going to shows like that as much as we were.
Right. Well, I'd like to see one of these cats that are making it happen today pull in some of these cats from back in the day. I think that would be off the hook.
That might work.
Yeah.
That might work.
Yeah, because they have they have this right now. They have the stage, but I know Eminem pulled LL in on a track, and LL is way back in the day, and just to see anyway. All right, so let's do this. How did house music? Because you play like open set. How did house music get into your program? How did that happen?
Something. I'll be honest. Like I did the open set for like you said. I was doing the open set for like the small bars I was playing in Newark and in East Orange, and I got an opportunity to play for a comedy show for Cab Entertainment, and it was at Marlowe's.
Okay.
So yeah, so I got a chance to play, and I did an open set, and I never forget. Like I saw Steve Davis like inside Marlowe's. Okay. So he was at the time he was doing Marlowe's Fridays, and he was just killing it on the Fridays or whatever. So I figured this is where I'm gonna find a way to get into Marlowe's and play.
Okay.
So I started a nice heavy. Their cab they enjoyed the open format, but I started a nice heavy house music set. And it must have worked. I mean, because then I had a conversation with Steve after I did another party, and I saw the crowds. I really got a chance to pay attention to the crowds that the house music was bringing, and how they enjoyed the music over like the open format. Don't get me wrong, they enjoyed the music too, but it seemed like you could see people with the house music kind of feeling the music. Like you that's when you could hear that
okay.
So that made me want to do it more and more. So the house music became a bigger part of my set.
Right.
And like I said, it always depends on where I am. But I always love the opportunity to be able to give that house music set like that.
Right. Now, also too, what Sharonda says, you had the seasoned people complaining all the time. That's like being around a nagging parent. And then she says the younger crowd can't relate different times, and she also says the language and messages are different. Pretty interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
She's right.
Yeah. We do talk about different things.
She's right.
What's up, cuz? DJ Rick, what's up? Hey, all right. So my next question is this: like, who have you played with, and is there anybody that you want to play with?
Thanks to Qua and Steve. I play with a lot of good DJs. I've been on the set with a lot of good DJs. I played with Naeem Johnson was my first big one. I played with Beloved, Mark Francis. I played on a stage with Timmy Register. I've been there, Antoine Qua, Steve. I played on the stage with Tony Humphries. I got a chance to do that. So I'm sure I'm forgetting some Beloved. I'm sure I'm forgetting some of the guys that I played with.
Right.
To the point where I can't say it that there's somebody that I'm missing, because I played on a bunch of different sets with a bunch of different people.
Got you.
But later on I did it myself, but in the beginning, thanks to like two guys like Steve and I can't shout them out enough. Steve and Qua were huge for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, how about any place you want to play that you haven't played? By the way, please share any place you want to play that you haven't, or name some places you've played, any place that you want to play.
I played thanks to Lenny. I got to shout Lenny out. I got a chance to play at my first festival in Plainsville.
Okay.
Was a huge one for me. Where I want to play. I think I wouldn't mind getting back onto another festival.
Okay.
I got the opportunity. I can't say anything about it yet, but but I got the opportunity to possibly play on a festival this summer.
Okay.
So, I played on some smaller festivals, but I would like something like a Warnaco or something like let's say Lenny's was like it's Warnaco-ish.
Okay. Yeah.
I gotta give him that, and it's just growing. So I guess maybe I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
There's some things
Yeah, I mean, last year they had this unbelievable show and had an unbelievable light show. It was like, that was incredible. Incredible. Yeah.
Lenny's doing it. Lenny's doing it.
Now,
if Lenny, if you're watching this, man, I'll come back.
Okay. I'm sure the word will get back to him.
I know that line is long.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That line is long.
Yeah, I'm sure the word will get to him. Anyway, well, we do have those, later in the year. Now, I just want to deviate for a minute. You've done a lot of events over the years, too.
Yes.
Can you tell us some of the events that you've done? And, some of the events that you've done and anything that you can share. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've done, most of the events I'll do is I've done first Saturdays. I've done Blue Well House, which is closed now. 365 Bistro, which is also changed to Lobster Pub, Tequila and Tacos. It was a lot, and I do a lot of the trips overseas, and we do a lot of parties for events there.
Okay.
So I've done a lot of events with a lot of different people, and some of my own events also. But that's what turned me. I kind of came from DJ to DJ/promoter to more of a promoter, because I started. I know guys will crack jokes about me. I'll open up a set, and I got the who's the next DJ, So I bring a DJ on instead of I promote the party and then bring the DJ on. But then I started getting some complaints you keep promoting these parties and we're not seeing you play. So I had to get back to that. So. But there's a bunch of different people that I did some different events with, but those are some of the main ones. The Saturdays and Fridays and that I've done.
Yeah. What don't people understand about promoting a party versus DJing? I'm talking about the level of work, the cost, the expense, the time, the picking people. People who are not happy because you didn't pick them. They've been in business for 150 years, and you don't put them on, and all that kind of
I think what people don't understand, like you said, it's to me, there's definitely more going into the promoting of the party, because the DJ, I know a lot of good DJs. I know a lot of good DJs that play a lot of good music. It doesn't always translate into. I mean, as a promoter, let's say as a promoter, it's my job to get people out.
Got you.
Doesn't mean I don't want help.
Got you.
If I could get 100 people out, and by putting this guy on, he adds. He doesn't have to reach out to 25 people or sell 25 tickets, but just I know when from doing parties, I know when I keep a spreadsheet, so I know when this guy is on I can get this amount of people, and I'm 25 people over what I thought I would get, 50 people over what I thought I would get because I had this guy on, or because this worked out because of whoever. I see female DJs work pretty good for me when I do something, put a good female DJ on. So that's what I think people may not understand, the work that goes into it. So you have it's DJ selection, it's venue selection, because nobody wants to go to a crabby looking venue, and the venue. Now once you get the venue, sometimes there's a cost associated with it. or a bigger cost, sometimes a small cost associated with it. Then you have to work on what you're going to charge somebody to come into the party. So, you know, past $10, $20 these days, people are pissed. So, so, you know, you can't always shoot it. And then people want to, sometimes they expect that they're going to see a show too. So now you have to get a performer. And, you know, and the go-to, which he always, for some reason, and I ain't going to say for some reason because he's phenomenal, is Kenny Bobien is everywhere. And he's always everywhere. So, you know, but he costs too, you know?
Right,
So,
right.
You know. But yeah, there's that portion. There's just the money that you have to pay out and trying to at least break even. Sometimes breaking even is okay too, because you're keeping your name relevant. You're keeping relevant. So sometimes for me, sometimes breaking even is okay. I always want to make money, but sometimes breaking even is okay. Right.
You know,
now, as a DJ, your number is your number. You come in. 5 people, you get your money.
Got you.
Sometimes, for me as a promoter, you always get your money.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so Marcus and I talk about this all the time. You know, you may be hands down the best DJ skill, whatever, but can you pull? Can you pull? If you could pull, you know, listen, you know, I mean, this is no, like, bad thing to say about her, but, you know, people have different opinions about Paris Hilton as a DJ. She's good or she isn't, but you know what? If you put her on the bill, she's going to pull. You're going to make your money. You're going to pay a lot of money, but she's going to pull. And I think sometimes DJs... And the reason I'm saying this is because I talk to a lot of DJs by the nature of what I do. Sometimes they mistake skill set as the reason they should be on a show. Oh, I'm better than this guy. You know what? I'm going to go with that. You are better. But can you pull?
And you're right. So you know what? You probably are. You probably are better. I want to. If you feel that way, for sure, you probably are. But that part doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, can you pull? That's right.
That's what I need. I want somebody that can play, because at the end, when you go to the parties, if you listen to 50% of the sets sometimes, especially in Jersey, I ain't gonna say especially in Jersey, but you listen to 50% of the set sometimes at any given time. 50% of the sets, we're all playing some of the same stuff. So,
well, hey.
So, you know, when you say, all right, you could DJ, well, yeah, like I say, I know a bunch of really good DJs, but there's just certain DJs that are gonna just help you out with that promotion portion, and that's needed.
Yeah.
But then you get some promoters, and I've done it too, where I know I got a party. I say I know this is gonna be a sold out party. I know it's gonna be that, and I'm cool. If anybody asks if you ask anybody, I'm cool with putting somebody new on that I've heard before. I'm really cool with that. Even if I just bring them on, put them on the flyer, just to open up, and But my main draw is going to be that DJ that hopefully I can bring some people through, along with me trying to promote and push the party as a DJ promoter also.
Right. Well, I will tell you. So part of my MO is the unusual suspect, and at a lot of times again, people say, oh, you pretty much got the same people recycled, and I call them with love the usual suspects, and I'm the unusual suspect. Right. But to become one of the usual suspects, now look, right off the bat, you got to have the skill set. There's no getting around.
Right.
But can you pull?
You always want that.
And the usual suspects can pull. So,
the usual suspects can pull. I agree with that. But what to me is what's really I love to see when I'm at a party, and like you said, the usual suspect, that you have them on the bill, and I have somebody that's not a usual suspect, not somebody that's pretty new, but I've heard them and I know they can play. I think it's when you have a big crowd that's there for the usual suspects, and they hear a different vibe,
right?
Then that you kind of and you kind of let the guy, like the unusual suspect, know, like, this is where it's at. You want to start building here, because these people are here for the usual suspect.
Right.
But don't try to. I can't say try to outshine, because the usual suspect he should be able to rock out, right?
Right.
So, but make these people understand who you are. So you can take some. You not take some of these people, but you start to get some of these people as followers of yours. Like,
right.
Why not? So I mean, and that's probably something taboo. Like we probably wouldn't hear some promoters or DJs saying that, but I definitely would say, if I'm somewhere and I got a big party, a big crowd, I definitely want somebody that, especially if I know them and I talk to them, I understand that they play really good or play pretty good, to be able to get in that space and get that limelight and possibly pull and start to grow themselves. I'm all for that, always.
Right. It's interesting. Now, do you produce or have the desire to produce?
I got the desire to produce.
Okay.
I sat down with my guy Anthony Utility.
Okay.
He tried to. It's a lot of patience for me. I sat down with him for a while. He went through some things. He has a track that I love, "Deliver Me." That I love that track. Trevor, Love Is Love. Him and Willy Wonka, they made a nice track that I like too. I haven't sat down with Love Is Love yet to try and produce anything, but I would like to. I don't know if I could. I just got the patience. It just seems like too much at this point, like right now.
Well, it's funny you said that. I was telling Shino Black when I interviewed him, I have the equipment, I have the software, but I've never devoted the time. It's like you got to really do it. I mean, they could probably, like, if you sit down with you in like 2 minutes, they could put together at least the basics of a song.
Yes.
But the thing is, at some point, and this goes back when you're talking about the patience and put the time in, at some point, you got to maybe spend days and days on it, just like when you first learned how to DJ. Like at first it was a boom, 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 boom. Wait a minute, hold it. That guy, I don't.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. And then, but that's it. It's the but I'm publicly stating, before the Lord takes me home, I'm gonna take 2 solid days, because I've done it like here and there. Like I have Ableton, I have Logic, GarageBand came with the the MacBook. I have I got the programs. I got the Serato stuff. I mean, I play with Tractor, if I can use software. But I obviously I came out of turntables, so there's no issue for me to play with flash drives, which if you go up and up, you're more likely to play on that. But
Right.
But it's really, you gotta sit with that thing and work through that thing. And you're right. I don't know. I haven't gotten that off yet. But I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
That's it.
Oh, good. Yeah. Now, how about what's on the horizon for you? What can we expect going forward?
I'm actually focusing more on. I have a travel agency.
Okay.
That stemmed from DJing. But I'm focusing more on a travel agency and taking DJs overseas when we do these travel parties.
Okay.
I'm focused more on my. I'm still doing parties. But my thing is, let's just say this. I started after a while, after doing the parties for a while I was making pretty good money for it. I was taking that money to invest. Like, it was money I wasn't. I was working my second job. I was working my main job. And this is money that I wasn't expecting, so I was investing in it a lot. So I was able to do what I want to do now, is still DJ, but like in real estate investing, I have a LLC for real estate investing. I have an LLC for my I have a nonprofit for sickle cell.
Okay.
I have a LLC that's my DJ Truth LLC that's doing the events, and I also have a DJL Travel Vacations, which is the bringing out the DJs and doing the parties, taking the parties overseas. So though I'm gonna I'm focusing more on all those things, as trying to get a couple things going on, but. Those are what I have on the horizon. Those things, and I'm doing a. Thanks, I got to shout Chill X out too. Thanks to Chill X, and that's another guy that I was fortunate enough to play with, because I don't know if you remember Dan, like Chill X. I never knew it was saying Chill X when I was coming up. It was like he would always buy these house music CDs.
Right.
Like, DJ Chill X. I never knew they were saying DJ Chill X.
Oh, okay.
So when I found out that was, and I met him, he's a really cool, humble guy, and
yes,
he's helped me out with like I'm doing that big Bermuda cruise trip with him, Steve Davis, DJ Monster, and Flash.
Okay.
I hope I'm not forgetting another DJ on that thing. For sure. I think Mook's on there also. So,
okay.
Yeah, so we got a couple guys that I was thankful with Chill X for allowing me to get in there with them on that too.
Right.
Yeah, so I would say like those are the places I'm going with. I want to get bigger. I want to get that nonprofit rocking more. And head for that travel agency. My real estate company's doing pretty good, and I got another one called T Squared that's my last LLC that I'm going to do.
Okay.
But those are my focuses. That's why I see myself taking the music side.
Okay.
With it,
Okay. Now on the travel agency part and taking DJs overseas, it sounds like that is a specialty, and if so, where are you taking them, and how you booking venues, and what's that? What can, whatever you can share.
Oh yeah, so I was doing it a thing called Island Blast with Steve Davis again and Crystal. We were all Crystal and Trisha. We were all doing that as a travel agency, and then we went to Mexico, Punta Cana, Jamaica. Then I kind of branched off. Steve branched off. We all kind of went our ways, and now my first trip out was Antigua, which was really successful. I got a chance to team up with Gary Salim and DJ Storm.
Sure. Okay.
To get that going out at Antigua was really successful. They're actually going to Storm and Gary are actually going to St. Martin this year still. I think it's still some availability on their trip. I'm actually I did Antigua. I'm going to do Jamaica this year. Taking a couple DJs. My friend of mine, DJ Robbie Rob.
I heard.
Trevor Love is Love is going to be with me. That's what I'm. So when we do these trips, we just kind of go overseas. Like I'm still setting up what DJs, or if we're going to do DJs for. We're going to Greece next year.
Okay.
So I'm setting up some venues. We're looking to set up the venues there. And to answer your question, like how we set up the venues, like I've been doing the trips for a couple of years now. So we will always be able to go into these clubs. Sometimes we'll do events at the resort, and sometimes I'll set up in the club. Like I've done a bunch of parties in Colombia. That's one of the things that I want to.
The country.
Yes. Okay. So I want to. That's one of the places I want to do. A big event with some DJs, because Colombia, they like the house music. So.
Okay, all right.
So you can get a nice house music set off in certain spots in Colombia that will work out. So
it's all right. Yeah. It's all right. Wow. We're getting down to the wire here. Any final thoughts or anything you would like to highlight? Yeah.
I guess be on the lookout for some of my trips that are going on. Like right now, I think I'm setting up Aruba for next year.
Okay.
I just like to highlight the trips right now, because that's a major focus where I could stay with DJing and bringing more DJs on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so right now I would say just follow me at I have my travel agency, BJL Travel Vacation, no S on it, but the BJLTravelVacation.com. To tell some of the trips that I have going on. I forgot about the Washington D.C. I got going on for Juneteenth.
Okay.
So yeah, so there's gonna be some that's on the website also, but there's gonna be some DJs from LA, California, Chicago. I said LA, California, I'm sorry. California, Chicago. Like all over. So DC, of course. And just all that stuff's on the website, and of course you can follow me on Facebook, DJ Truth, the DJ. I had to put the DJ on there because they took the name from me, so I had to put DAD DJ. So DJ Truth, the DJ on Facebook, and your DJ Truth on Instagram. And I think I'm your DJ Truth on Mixcloud also.
Okay. And how about the website? What's the website?
The website is, I just condensed it down to that BJL Travel Vacation. Man.
Was it
www.bjltravelvacation.com.
Okay. So listen, make sure you tag me endlessly with what you're doing. All right.
Will do, man.
All right, well, listen, thank you so much for spending time with us. You know, I don't know, you're in sunny something. I don't know. I see trees.
This is that's what I'm transitioning. Well, I'm going back and forth from Atlanta to Jersey. So
okay.
I'm in Atlanta right now.
Okay.
I go back and forth from Atlanta to Jersey.
Okay. All right, well, fantastic. Well, I'm glad you took time out to share with us. I mean, I think a lot of people found out some things that, hey, they didn't know. You know, and plus, cool. You had some good thoughts.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool if I found something new.
Yeah. Hey,
I know I'm gonna look at this Dan. I'm gonna go, I ain't gonna happen, but we'll get over it.
You know what? I gotta tell you. So somebody said, "Okay, Dan, tell me your top 10 favorite this or favorite that." Maybe I could think of 2 or 3 of them, but I can't tell you how many times I get off these interviews and I say to myself, goodness, I hope either they don't see this or they don't get offended.
There it is. You just like, I forgot to say it.
Yeah, how could you forget me? Yeah, we were just together. How could you forget me? I don't know.
And I know that's going to happen, Dan. I know it. I know it.
Absolutely.
I know it.
Well, hey, listen.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you so much again for sharing us. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Dan coming to you live from the 8th floor. I am the unusual suspect. Just want to thank DJ Truth for coming on and sharing with us. We're going to go on next into the Shazam Free Zone where we play nothing but brand new music. And we'll go from there. We play it and say it, and you decide. All right. Thanks again so much. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Shazam Free Zone.
All right, sir. All right, Chuck. Yeah. You want to start up, and I'm going to come on over there, and then we're going to do a set and go from there. Next week, don't forget, DJ Warren Soul Fingers will be our special guest. And get ready.